Students, the class for today's session is all about the research process. Research process is one solid thing which you want to understand in the best manner so that the research will be very good and it will give you a proper solution for your problems. So we have nearly 9 steps for processing this research. The first step goes with identifying the research problem. First of all, you're supposed to identify the problem for the research, and the research problem is one such thing which is related to business, and the problem area should be it should be a narrow thing so that the researcher will be helpful, will be finding the solution in a apt manner. Fine. So we'll move on with like finding a research problem is all about the guide of the researcher in all stages. Only we find out the research problem in a proper manner, it will be as a guide for you until your research solution is being found out. So we have small ideas on how to find out the research problems. You can do a preliminary survey, or you can develop a case lit or a case study, have an interview with a small group of people inside your organization, or with an observational survey. This is how we are finding out your research problem for your research. The second step we'll move on to, after finding out the research problem, after finalizing the topic on which you're going to do a research on it, we'll go in for the literature review. We'll come find out more number of reviews of the same topic in the past years or past days. Okay, the problem what you have identified may not be the problem of your own self. It may be a problem of many people. So the others who have made a literature on the topic what you have decided on, we'll make a review of it. The sources for literature review will go with your the past articles or papers which has been presented in the conferences or published in the journals, or articles in the newspapers or any magazines, any medias, where all you can find out the source for your topic and the previous researches about your particular topic. These all comes under your review of literature. This is a major step here. The next step we'll move on with formulation of hypothesis. Here, the researcher will fine-tune the broad area of his research topic into two different statements. Okay. This will make your research very narrow, and this hypothesis formulation is one of a major part in identifying the population for your research. So the next step we'll move on to designing your research. After identifying the what kind of problem you're going to do for your research, on which problem you're doing your research, then formulation of formulating your hypothesis. Now we have this design for your research where we'll have multiple designs for research. Some of the designs for the research goes with exploratory research design, descriptive research design, so on. Okay. When I'm going for the in-depth analysis of what is research design in the unit number 2, I'll explain you more better on it. Okay. The next step it goes with describing the population and sampling technique. The population for the research is, as I said in the first class, if I want to make a study on the KIT students of MBA, I have a total population of 48 plus 60. It comes around 108. So this is my population frame. Okay, out of this population frame, I want to choose whether it is first MBA or second MBA. This goes with the sampling technique. The population is a huge number of respondents for your specific topic, but the sampling goes with the limited number of samples representing the population for your research. So the next step goes with collection of data. We have two different major types of data collection. One goes with primary data, the first source of data. The second goes with secondary data. The source of primary data and the source of secondary data goes with primary data. We can take it from newspapers, the fresh data which is available in the newspapers or in magazines or in anywhere else, or through interviews or through making surveys or asking questions from your respondents. All this comes under your primary data. The secondary data is the data available in the website and the social media. If you are doing a financial research for your business, you can go with the financial statements of your business for the past financial years. So this comes under secondary data. The next step is analyzing the data what you have collected. The data analysis here goes with applying more number of statistical tools which you have learned in the past, applying those statistical methods or the tools into your data so that you can find out a solution for your research problem what you have identified in the step number 1. The next goes with accumulation of your research findings, writing your report. The report writing goes with finding, like formulating a layout for it, because differentiated types of research have different layouts. So for example, scientific research doesn't have a stipulated report for it. Either for social science reports, their projects, or any problems or the research goes with a stipulated layout. Like we have your first page, the title page, the acknowledgements, your abstract, your executive summary, until your table of contents, or until class it will be your bibliography or the indexes for references. This is the layout. Then you have a small part for introduction. Here goes with your abstract or your executive summary. The next will be your summary of findings. After analyzing the data, you have an individual findings for every of the tool what you have implemented into your research analysis. Each and every tool will be having separate findings. Okay. Then we'll have a principal report, which will have, this is the proper skeleton of the report, totally formulated from the past stage. The last will be your conclusion stage, where you will give you the final result of your research problem. Where you have a confined solution for your research problem. This is the accumulation of 8 different steps of your research process. Each and every step of this research process will be explained by me in the further classes when I'm covering unit number 1 to 5. We'll have in-depth knowledge sharing on these all steps in depth in the further classes. Thank you, students.